been issues for them, or injuries or something like that you know of, or is there something that you see from them that just hasn't worked?
It's weird to say, but I really haven't seen anything that's like too glaring. Their defensive line, I think, is really good. Their defensive line is really good. They got some big physical guys and athletic guys. It's not like they're just ogres walking around. They got speed too. I think that's just where teams have found success. But at the end of the day, we can't approach it like that. We can't approach it with the mindset that we're going to rush for X amount of yards. We got to go in and we just got to execute and do our job.
Right. We've talked over and over again. All of us have about 10 wins and what that means.
Right.
All that. As it gets closer, do you start to feel a little pressure because you guys have made a big deal, and rightfully so, about trying to get 10 wins?
Pressure is like, it's kind of a weird thing to think about because every game there's pressure to win. It's not like in one game there's less pressure to win than the next. You could create whatever story you want for each game. There's pressure to win. So it's kind of something you're just used to with playing this kind of football. So at the end of the day, we just got to prepare the same way. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what we have to do. Prepare the same way and just go out and try to end the season the right way.
Sam, have you gotten sentimental at all, knowing this is going to be your last game in a Virginia Tech uniform? Has that really hit you at all yet?
I'm trying not to get too sentimental because supposedly I'm an ugly crier at senior day, so I'm trying to keep all the emotions back, at least when the cameras aren't on me. So that's the goal right now. Does that work for you? Everyone.
Who told you that?
Everyone on the team.
Everybody said you're ugly crier. I was going to say, was that a self-assessment?
No, I look good. I think I always look good. But
it was genuine, dude.
Yeah, it was genuine. I was being real, but whatever.
Sam,
can't please us, man.
Yeah, I know.
Sam, how do you think y'all have handled the distraction of the distractions that come from being in a bowl game and having all these events and whatnot?
I think we've handled it really well. I think the team that is less distracted is going to have a huge advantage. Obviously, that sounds obvious, but there's a lot of things around the game that aren't football. You're going to the NASCAR Hall of Fame. You're going to ride in a race car. You're going on a shopping spree, which are all great things. We're really excited that we're able to do them. But we're still here to play a game, So we got to set those aside when it's time to practice, and we got to just focus on getting better.
Are you a NASCAR guy at all?
I'm not, but that was crazy. I'm more into it now than I've ever been. I'll say that.
Yeah. And to think they go 25, 30 miles per hour faster in a race.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
Have you noticed anything different in Fuente's approach to a bowl week than Beamer's? The consensus seems to be that there really isn't much of a difference.
I don't think there's much difference. I don't think the's much room for any differences. You know what I'm saying? The bowl schedules certain events that you have to be. You have to and around those events, you practice. So at the end of the day, there's not going to be much fluctuation in how we do things.
Is there I was talking to 2 o'clock, I guess, before.
What do you think so far?
You guys really got into game prep. And he was really honest about the fact that there were at least a few guys who were like, it's Charlotte, it's a day trip for you guys to come down here theoretically. Now that you've been down here and you spent some time here, you've been pleasantly surprised with how much fun it's been? Or
it's been
or is there some comfort level in the fact that maybe it is sort of like your backyard in a way? Or both?
I think it's nice that it's home for the reason that we're going to have a lot of Hokie fans here tomorrow, but this has been an awesome experience. It's one of my favorite that I've ever been to. Like I said, I'm a bigger NASCAR fan now than I've ever been, and it's been a lot of fun. This city's awesome and it's treated us really well.
Thanks, man.
Is it kind of more motivating to be in a bigger bowl game, kind of? I mean, the last couple of years you've been some smaller, earlier bowl season games. This year's the latest y'all have played in a few years now. Is there a little more motivation being in an NFL stadium and all that?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I said, you got to prepare the exact same way, no matter what. So we're just coming in, we're trying to prepare, win a game, and end the season the right way. So that's the goal.
What have you seen on tape from the Arkansas defense so far? I know Brett Bielema's they like to be a very physical. At least offensively, they've traditionally been very physical football team. So, what have you seen from their defense?
Their defensive line is very big, very physical. They got athletes all over. They're an SEC team for a reason. You can see that. we'll have our work cut out for us, but we're really excited for the challenge.
Have you thought at all about going past this game, your potential draft prep, whether what you may or where you may train, or how you, have you thought about any of those things at all? Or
Yeah, I mean, talk about those things with my family, but right now I'm just focused on getting a win with those.
okay, thanks, Sam.
No problem.